We have a great guest coming on today, Miss Regina Lashley. We will be talking about softball. We'll be talking about women in softball and how women was dealing with softball with men. So this should be a great conversation coming on today. Before we get started with all that, try to fill up the room, let everybody know we're on. But I also want to give a shout out to my sponsor. A60 has its first official sponsor, my boy Pop. And as you can see, I'm rocking the shirt, Phoenix Apparel. He is officially A60 sponsor, the first sponsor that A60 has. I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, what type of sponsorship is he giving? That's between me and him. But he is officially sponsored for A60. Okay? We're going to do some great things together, and I'm looking forward to that with him. So anybody looking for some type of gear, whether it's batting gloves, shorts, any type of jerseys, hats, whatever you need for your team, organization, whatever, reach out to my guy Pop. Phoenix Apparel. He's definitely somebody you'll want to reach out to make sure that happens. Like I said, I want to give him a shout out because he's officially A60 Sports Apparel, and he is the official sponsor for A60. So that's what he'll be doing for me. So I really appreciate him wanting to take on that challenge. I really appreciate him stepping up in a big way. From where this started a year ago to where we are today, it's an amazing journey, but it's also a fun journey. And the blessings just keep coming. So I'm thankful and I'm very much blessed to have a lot of my friends, past friends, new friends, old friends in my lives. And I really appreciate the outpouring support to everybody that joined in the A60. The support is amazing. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who logged in. I appreciate your time because you guys make the show. Just because I created it don't mean I did it. You guys make the show, and that's what makes it interesting to get up here twice a week after working full-day jobs and still get on here and give you some great conversation with great people. So that is the most important thing out of it. So I really appreciate everybody that's doing this. We're looking to do the game in July. July 9th will be the meet and greet. July 10th will be the A60 Presents softball game reunion. Looking to also do, just recently added, a co-ed game. Trying to see if some of these women can come out and hit this rock. We're going to see what they do. They talk big game, but I want to see if they can still put it out there. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, I'm putting the challenge out there. I just want to see. I mean, if you can hit it, you can hit it. If you can't, that's fine. We're gonna have us some fun. That's what we're gonna do. It's all about fun and family. The concept of the event, like I said, meet and greet for all my out of towners and for all the people that is in town, are in town. We'll be doing something at a location. Saturday will be the meeting. Saturday will be the red carpet event where everybody that's coming in the park, it'll be at Kingston Park. Everybody that comes into the park, I'll do a little quick interview with them, real quick. And that's also to finish up the documentary and put some stuff together. But that's how I wanted to end. And if I need to get more content, then I will. And I'll just do it on different terms. So that's what we're looking at. July 9th, meet and greet. July 10th, the softball, A60 Softball Presents, A60 Presents Softball Reunion at Kingston Park. That's what we're going to be doing. So I'm looking to print up a flyer. So once I get the flyer printed up, I'll send it out to everybody so everybody can post it on all social media outlets. Okay. I'm asking everyone also to, once you get on, please share each video. Please share each video. Also, when you get on, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because all shows go to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. Everything goes over there. So please subscribe to that. I would appreciate that. You know, that's where you can see everything over for those that do miss it. So I would like for everybody to do that, Chopping It Up with A60 on YouTube. So please subscribe to that. What else we got going in the chambers? What else we got going in the chambers? What else? Yeah, I want to let me give a shout out to my big bros, Chuck, Al Watson. Shout out to all my bros that's up there in New York. Shout out to all my sisters that's up there in New York. Shout out my cousin Sean, been holding me down from day one. We're gonna have some good interviews coming up. I have my nephew coming on, Ja Dubois. He has a clothing line called Dirt Bomb. I have a bunch of his sweatsuits and shirts and stuff like that. He does a lot of custom made stuff as well. He will be on. That'll be March 9th. We're gonna do something with him. So hopefully I can get another designer on that same week. So I can make a designer week, independent clothing line. He does a lot of great things in the community. I've seen some celebrity basketball games. A lot of things he's doing with my girl Quasia. So I know she got a clothing line out too. So hopefully I can get her to come on. She's also a DJ. So I'm shouting her out because I know she's been doing big things for a while. So, maybe I can get them on here, get them to talk. I know they collabo together on some stuff. So that's cool. So got a lot of things coming through the pipe. So looks like this room is filling. I don't know, man. Miss Regina must be she must got it popping or something, boy. They got it. They ready for her. It's cooking. They cooking for her up in this room. Boy. They cooking. Because, I got some questions on here. They got the black book, as they say. I'm going to show you. I got the black book for her. I'm going to show you what I got for her. Because she talked a lot of trash before I got on here. So, see, I got the black book for her. Here's that black book. Yeah, I got that black book for her. So, got some questions for her. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, I know a lot of people are ready to hear from her. So I am not going to hold up too much. I'm not going to hold up anything. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this evening, we don't give a lot of recognition to these women. And I think she's one of them you need to give recognition to. She's been around for a long time. She's played in a lot of different parts. She's traveled all over. She's played for a lot of different teams. One of the teams that I know for a fact that I hung around with because my ex-baseball coach was part of that organization, Brooklyn Rose. So that's where I know her from more importantly than anything. She does a lot of great work in the community. We're going to talk about that. We're going to figure out how we can all be involved in that as well. So without saying any more, let's bring on the guest, Miss Regina Lashley.
What's up?
Hey.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Just wanted to, you've been trying to get me for a minute. So I had to buckle down.
You've been backing out on me.
Yeah. I won't say backing out. I was just, making sure that the timing was right. So timing is right now. But
right. I get it. If that's what you want to say.
So first, before anything, thank you. So with that, before I even get started, one, I want to just say to you, before I start anything, God first, interview second. So I have to read my Psalms 91, just the first verse, because that's what keeps me going and keeps me grounded. So I'm sorry that I'm coming a little different to y'all, but I have to. This is how I come, and I'm gonna come correct.
Mhm.
And then we can move on. But before I do that too, I just want to thank you for providing this platform for our old timers and everybody to come up here and be able to speak and express what they're feeling, what they're going through, and bringing back softball in a whole different perspective, not on the field, but in the rooms, in the houses of everyone. So before we get started, let's just, let me just read my Psalms 91. And like I said, this is what keeps me going every day. Um, those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust him. For he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. So, like I said, I do this every morning, and I needed to
Mhm.
do that now just to get us started. And then we can jump right in to where we want to be and what we need to do. So
Oh,
go
which is
ahead,
Black
open up
Book.
the black book and yo, ask away.
Well, first, where did softball start with you?
Well, I really, again, I'm going to say this. I really didn't start with softball. I was more like a track star and I played basketball. And
Mhm.
how I really got started was basically on the football field. And people are going to wonder that, say to me, well, Dag, I didn't know that. I have to give credit where credit is due. Chris
Mhm.
Legree was my first encounter. My uncles played football for the Brooklyn Kings. And
Mhm.
Chris Legree was a dynamic quarterback. And I used to sit on the sideline and give him tips and bits of what was going on. And he said, "Yo, I heard you play softball." I said, "I play basketball and I run track, but hey, I can play softball too." And so at that time, he had a team called T's Angels, and they were coming to the football field to see him play. And he said, "I'm gonna introduce you to him. I'm gonna introduce you to him." I said, "Okay, okay." So Daddy did, and he told me, he said, "But I have to tell you this: we got a full squad, so I'll let you know a couple of weeks later." So I said, "Okay, not a problem." But he was nice. He gave me a number to go to another team, and the name of the team was Larry's $1 Million Girls or something like that, and everybody knew him because my friend Cookie was on the team, and then there was a
Was
girl
that
that
on a
pitched.
jersey?
Yeah, it was Larry $1 Million Ladies, and we were blue and white. And what he did was he gave me the number. I went out, and they were playing at Tompkins Parks, I believe, if I'm not Tompkins Parks. And there was another girl on the team named Karen, who everybody called Mary Hartman. She had two long ponytails and wore glasses.
Mhm.
So I played with them. And lo and behold, our first game was against T's Angels. And I guess it was opening day at Amboy Park, and we came out there. We had these like white T-shirts on, just with we wore our own shorts. And
Mhm.
T's Angels, T came to the park. He pulled out these boxes of uniforms. They had the Astro colors. They was tight. I mean, they was looking good.
Mm.
I was like, damn, he threw me on this team, and look at them uniforms. I was hurt. But hey, I guess he had to see me play before he was gonna let me know I made his team or come down on his team. And
Mhm.
I did what I needed to do and everything, and they put a spanking on us. When I say
Wow.
they must have run ruled us by 20 points and stuff. I was like, damn, so I don't know if I can come back. So about a week later, Chris called me up and he said, I talked to Mr. T and everybody that talked to the team, and I want to bring you down. I said, bring me down to that team? Oh man, that's nice. But I felt like I couldn't just leave Larry $1 Million Girls and then go play with T. So Chris said, yo, this is your only shot. You want to come? I said, okay, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm coming because that was the team to play with, T's Angels. And they welcomed me with open arms. And it was funny because I didn't know anybody. And the one person that I did know, I think she was one of the baddest ball players out. And I know that she was a great basketball player because I was playing with the Gauchos in Riverside Park, and she was playing with a Brooklyn team. And she played first base for T. So when she saw me, she was like, yo, what's up, Rabbit? What's up? Because that was my nickname. And her name was Debbie, and they call her Ice. She was a hell of a first baseman. When I say she was awesome. And that was the only girl I knew on that team. So we all just fit in. And then I met B, I met Alma, I met a whole bunch of different people, Audrey, and we became a family. But with T's Angels, like I said, T was amazing. T made sure that we got home. You know, I lived in Queens. We played all over the place. And when I say respectfully, we would play in Jersey, over in Jersey City. There was the projects over there, and we played behind there. And let me tell you, we went everywhere. We did a lot of great things with T's Angels. And from there on, just history just kept going because I was in the park. I was always in the park because I used to follow my uncles. And my uncle played with the Cowboys, the Renegades, all of them in what is that? Red Hook and St. John's and Kingston. So it was, when I say it was awesome, it was truly an awesome time to play with T's Angels and meet some of the girls. Like I met a bundle of girls, Jamila, who we call Janice, all of them. It was just a great camaraderie. We might not have been on the same team, but everyone respected each other with the game. Right. And so, like I said, with T's Angels, we did a lot of things. And what I liked the best, you know, when we came into the park at any of the parks that we went to, the BRC was like the place to be. Coney Island Joe's was across the street, and we played at Floyd Patterson, but it was always like packed. I mean, when I say packed, it was so packed that we were looking around to see, if something jump off, how we gonna get the hell out of here? Because that's how packed it really was. It was, I mean, there was people all over the place coming out to watch the women play. And it was all about just, having your bragging rights who you play. But it was great.
Who I know you speak of your uncles. Who the uncles are you talking about?
Holloway and Cool.
Cool Breeze. It's my man. Wow. Did not know that. So now that you're doing all these type of softball teams, right? And what was the competition like?
The women's during T's Angels, the competition was stacked. I mean, from the Sisters to the Rebels to the Monterey's, all those old time teams with Deidre and them. When I say they were a beast, they were a beast. Girls came out to play. I mean, we had no problems sliding headfirst into home on the concrete, and it was all about that. It was all about when you step on the field, you there to give 110%. There was no slacking. You came to play. Your knees could have been falling off. You played the game. Right. And it was all about that. There was no slack. Everybody that got up to bat, no one was the weakest link. Right. You had to play every batter because you didn't know what to expect. There was a girl out there, her name was Dangerous. She was a beast. When I say a beast, she was a beast. She could put the ball over the fence at the BRC. And there were many girls that could, at St. John's, they could hit the firehouse easily.
That's crazy. What was your preparation like before the
Preparing for
season? Preparing for the season, because guys, we do things differently, and I don't know if women do it the same. We might have the same thing, do the same thing. But what was your preparation like to get ready for the season?
I'm going to say for of all the coaches that I played for with T, from Mr. T to Chris Legree to Irv Brown to Jimmy to Pete, the preparation was you practice almost every day. It was you came to practice. You came not only to practice, but getting ready for the game. You had to be you was practicing all the time. We practiced like the men practice. And just to say that, I remember we were at the BRC and Jimmy was hitting the ball. So Jimmy was a beast. I mean, it didn't matter that you was a woman, he thought you was a man. And he always told us, he says, never turn your back on me. Never turn your back on me. I'm going to hit the ball. I'm going to hit the ball. I'm going to hit the ball. So he was hitting line drives. And once you miss one, that's when he like drilled in on you. And it was Alma. She was at third base. Jimmy was hitting the ball. He was hitting shots to Alma. She was fielding them. She missed one. She made the mistake and she turned around. Jimmy hit he drilled a line drive down third base line. He just missed Alma by this much. And the first thing, because he had a way of calling us out. Joe, I told you not to turn around. I told you not to turn around. What's wrong with you? You're playing like the men. You play like a woman. He was just deep. That was Jimmy. So,
wow. What team was that? What team was that with Jimmy?
That was the Brooklyn Rose, because what happened was
okay.
Jimmy, Brooklyn Rose is named after Jimmy's wife. Okay. We asked Jimmy to coach us, and because at that time a lot of times as you play in ball, things split up. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. When I was playing with T's Angels, we had a good run. We did a lot of different things together. We had an amazing team. But then Chris was the assistant coach with Mr. T, and he wanted to go on his own separate way. So the team broke up and it became T's Angels, and Chris had his own team, which was Mo Better. That's where Mo Better came about with the women. And so because Chris was the one that got me on the team, I felt it was a loyalty that I had to go with Mo Better. So Mo Better, I went one way with Mo Better, and a lot of the other girls went to T's Angels, so we split up. But we always stayed friends. And it hurt because my best friend, my sister, I call her BB, she had to stay. She stayed with T's Angels because that's where she started. And I ended up on with Chris. And I tell you, T's Angels stayed a strong team, but Chris, you know how he is with Mo Better. We became a strong team. And one of the things that he did for preparation, we ran our asses off. We would be catching balls when it was dark outside until you got it right. And there was one of the things that was called round robin. You had to turn 3 outs from him hitting the ball hard to us, 3 outs before you came off the field. So the darker it got, the harder you couldn't see the ball. So it was like, we got to figure this out because we got to get out of here. But preparation it kept going from Chris to Jimmy and then to Pete. Pete was like him too. We practiced every day, and he came about when we brought him on as well. But Jimmy was the beginning of the Brooklyn Rose.
Well, I know I know Pete's on here, and I want to tell Pete personally, I got a beef with you. And my beef is, you never wanted me to play with you in the Chibo League because you said I wasn't ready. So, because you didn't want me to take your position because you was a center fielder. You think I didn't remember that, right? I understood you didn't want the young bull to come get you, but that's cool, Pete. We still family. Don't worry about it. So, out of all the coaches you had, I'm gonna give you 3 coaches.
Mm.
We're gonna go Chris. We're gonna go Jimmy, and we're gonna go Pete. Give me the difference between all 3 of them.
That's difficult.
I got another question behind that. But we gotta go. See, I told you, you opened the door, so now I gotta break it to you.
Well, okay. Chris, you know how Chris is. Y'all play with Mo better. So Chris was in a league of his own. Mm-hmm. And he did things differently. He was strong, he was tough. But during that time, I guess, he's as tough as he can be. Mm-hmm. And so I would say Chris was all about defense. He didn't care that he didn't want no one to score on you. Mm-hmm. He wanted to win games 1-0. That was good for him. So Chris, he specialized in defense, and then he wanted you to be a batter. He wanted us to score runs. Jimmy was hardcore. Jimmy made you cry. And then he would say there's no crying in softball after he done hit you upside the head with the baseball. And then if he got mad at you, he wouldn't hit the ball. Jimmy would pick up a ball and just throw the shit at you and hit you upside the head and say it's okay. So, and Renee said it best. I'm going to go with Renee. She said Pete was a player's coach. And Chris was a drill sergeant and Jimmy was a strong motivator. True. But I say this with Pete. When Pete first started, he didn't believe that there were women that played the way that they played. So once he saw that, Pete loved us all. He respected us. He treated us well. And he made a difference for us because he opened up different paths for us to go. I mean, when I say opening up paths of going, we played at Yankee Stadium. We had our names and stuff and highlights was like a highlighted moment. We played in Virginia where we were winning tournaments. We went to Santo Domingo and we beat the national team and ended up in their paper. And then so it was like he opened a lot of doors for us. And by doing that, we did our own fundraising. It was us. We fundraised, we raised money, we baked cakes, we did all types of stuff. Just like Renee said earlier, they hustled, we hustled. Mm-hmm. And the hustling allowed us to have the best uniforms out there. And one of the games that we played, it was in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I say us as Brooklyn Rose, we did not have a uniform. First of all, we showed up to the game late. There was like 8, 9, 10 teams out there. Everybody, they were spanking uniforms, looking all good. And when we got there, they were exercising and stuff like that. They was fresh. We came out, we jumped out the car in a blue and gold t-shirt with some sweatpants on. And they told us we was getting ready to play. And the team we was playing, when I say the girls was lined up, the team that we were playing, they were lined up. They was doing all this stuff. One of the girls on the team called Jackie, she says, yo, we got to exercise. I think we did 5 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We was like, we ready. So the girl looked at us from the other team, like, y'all not going to warm up? We was like, we ready. We warm. We ready to go. So there was a team from we went all the way to the championship. There was a team from Puerto Rico, and they was out there. They was the beast. They had their Puerto Rican color uniforms. You couldn't tell them nothing. and it was I think it was the bottom of the seventh, no outs. We was up maybe by one, and they had a man on first and second with no outs. Then number fourth batter was up. The chick hit a shot to third base. BB was at third base. BB touched third. Angie swung over to second. BB threw the ball to second, and they was yelling and screaming, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. And we had another girl on our team named Joanna. After the BB threw the ball to second, she then Angie threw the ball to first. The girl at first, she did a split to catch the ball at first base. We turned a triple play, and we was out of the end and beat them. I think the score was like 1-0 or 2-0. However it was, we beat 3-1. We beat them 3-1. And when we got on the sideline, Johanna, who's Dominican, she turned around and she started singing, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. So they were tight. They was tight. So, I mean, we had some good times. And like I said, we had some great times. From there, then when we went to Dominican Republic, when we played the national team, them girls was big. They were beasts. And at the time we have, I don't know if you know Muñeca. Muñeca was pitching for us. And we were, when I say, you know, you go into a foreign country and you know how it is, and they the home team and they looking at you, and yo, they was beating us 4-0 and stuff. And Pete, when he get mad and stuff and he started screaming at you, his accent started coming out, and he's like, you're gonna come on, he's just going at it and come all this way and get our ass whooped. Girls buckled down, settled down. We came back and we beat them. And when I say we beat them, then you have to play another town, a town over. Was they had recruited the whole daggone country to come over to play us. They shut the schools down and everything. And it was funny because there's this one young kid from the Dominican Republic. He was watching us, and evidently somebody hit a shot, and Pete was at third base and didn't send the girl. And the young kid came over to Pete. You don't know what you're doing. You should have sent him. So Pete said, and this kid must have been about 12, 13 years old, younger. Pete said, okay, I'm going to take my shirt off and give it to you, and you coach third. He said, no. I got these pop-pops. I can't go home with no money. So all the girls on the team said, well, fine, we'll buy the pop-pops, and we bought the cooler. The kid was at third base, and anybody got a hit. This kid's arm never left sending us. He had everybody running around. He was just going and going. I was like, oh my God. So we had some good times. It was like we had some highlighted moments, and I'm gonna tell you, we played a lot of baseball. We at times, just like the men, you're running from field to field. Us as women, we probably was on 4 or 5 teams at the same time.
Wow.
And so it was great. It was cool. We had it was nice. It was all about just having fun. And that's what we did. And we made the game fun. So I think that's why we lasted a really long time playing ball and playing together. Like I said, highlighted moments at Yankee Stadium and the Dominican Republic. And I know Renee talked about Skillman and the lights, but literally there were no lights in the outfield. There was no lights in the infield. I mean, literally to the point where I remember being in center field, and I was in left field, and we was going back on the ball. And when we was going back, and there was a water fountain, but I had lost sight of the ball. I had lost sight of where we was at. I forgot to tell B there's a water fountain.
That's crazy.
She fell threw it over that water fountain, but she caught the ball. And then she got up and she said, "Yo, G, you didn't fucking see that water fountain?" I said, "Nah, not until you got up." So, I mean, it was like we had some good times.
Yeah.
And tell Magic, my Magic man, I said hi. I love Magic. Love me
Yeah,
some
they hear
Magic.
you. They hear you. They hear you. BB on here. She sold us out, but she's on here now.
Well, let me speak for she had to
She
bowl.
said she had the bowl. She better won. She better have won.
Yeah, she had to bowl, but we agreed that we both in April when you come up, we wanted to we're gonna take you to either Amboy or the BRC, and we're gonna talk from there. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not remembering everything. You can't. It was a lot going on. We did a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and we played a lot of ball.
Mm.
And if I could remember everything that we did, oh my God, I'd be making some money right now.
I bet you would be. What was it like in dealing with the family and playing softball? How was that?
For me, it was easy because my mom was a great support system.
Mm.
And wherever I went to play, the whole family went to play.
Mm.
So I didn't run into a whole lot of problems coming out to the softball field. It was that outlet. It was the outlet for the family. And then, of course, my son, he played baseball. So um, everybody was okay with it.
Okay. You know, if I'm understanding, you did coach your son's baseball team too, right?
Absolutely. The Spring Creek Royals and Spring Creek Black Sox. I was the commissioner for the Spring Creek Traveling Program. I was the first woman to actually coach at the Cal Ripken Junior Field in Maryland, where my kids won 12 tournaments out of 15 and had the opportunity to spank on Cal Ripken Junior's son's butt in a tournament. And in that tournament, Cal Ripken's son was pitching, and I had a kid on the team, Jose Abadia, Joseph Abadia. This kid was excellent ball player, could hit the ball anywhere. We had bases loaded, and he hit a ball over the left field line. And you know, when in that time we were the only black team out there. Left field line umpire said foul ball. So, and those 3 runs was gonna win the game for us. So kid got back up, and next shot he hit the ball right over right field line, over the fence. So umpire looked at us and said, "Foul ball." And it was clearly the ball was fair. So we was like, okay, not a problem. So next time up again, you just gotta respect and just say, do what you have to do.
Right.
Next shot again, kid hit straight over left field again. Umpire looked at before he even called foul ball, he looked, thought for a second, then he said foul ball. That was 3 times. So by that time we pissed and we like, yo, damn, it ain't gonna happen. We not gonna win this tournament. But the kids never gave up.
Right.
The fucking kid, I don't know what Cal Ripken's son threw across that plate, but this kid hit a bomb, center field over the fence. Umpire looked, never said fair or foul, because he just was too pissed. So we cleared the bases, and he looked at us and he walked off the field. We had just won this tournament.
He was trying to give up that game.
Yeah, and so and we had a lot of that. So but I was grateful to have the opportunity to experience baseball in a man's world. And to the point where we were beating up on teams. Guys that we would beat, the coaches would put their hands behind their backs and not shake my hand.
Wow.
And but I will tell you this, the Spring Creek Royals, the Spring Creek Black Sox was the best team in the country, and we played everywhere. We played in North Carolina, Florida. We played in the Mark Grissom tournament, and I have to thank Kano and Brian Alomar. Those was my coaches, and their kids played too, and we was loyal. We stayed together for a long time, and I watched some of my kids go off to college. I watched some of them make play in Major League Baseball, and all of them are doing a lot of great things for themselves, and it's all about our young people. And again, Pete and BB were my coach. They started with me with the baseball. They stood by me. They supported me. So, and I give credit where credit is due. BB has been with me through thick and thin. When I got sick and didn't want to tell my mom, I was able to stay at her house. So that my mom didn't even know that I was going through radiation or anything. And so kudos to her. We all have stayed a family, and we still talk now to this day. And everybody always asks me, "Oh, how's your husband?" I said, my husband's Kano, and my husband's Brian Alomar, because I spent more time with the two of them than I spent in my own home. There were times we took the kids to tournaments and we didn't have the money, but we fundraised, and we all slept in the same bed.
Wow.
And the kids was there, all of us was there. We had about 10 kids. We raised money to go to Disney to take these inner city kids out of the hood. And we stood on Rockaway Parkway. When you get off at Rockaway, right on that corner, raising money. And we raised over $10,000 to take all of our kids, and they didn't have to pay. And it was the greatest experience I have ever experienced. So I tell you, the highlights of softball and baseball, that's that changed my life.
To go into it, Renee said to ask you about Skillman, and said she had a dislocated finger, and you wanted her to go back to first base.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, we were at Skillman one time, and Nay was like, I mean, we were strong. We were strong. We didn't quit. But and tell Renee, she went back to first base. She played. Not only that, somebody, I don't know if it was Renee or Angie, threw the ball to first base, and like you said, the lights were bad, hit Deidre dead in the head with the ball. Deidre fell out, and I was like, yo, get the ball. Let's make the out. We worry about Deidre when we get this out. What the hell? Everybody running. And so, listen. There was a time we went to a tournament, and Angie was at that. Angie was always like the professional person on the team. She always was the doctor. She always went with it with an analytical approach. And we came to the tournament with only 10 people because for whatever reasons. We came to the tournament with 10 people. We had played maybe 7, 8 games to get where by that time we all was broken up. When I say broken up, we had lost 2 people. They got so broken that they had to come out of the game. We was down to 8 people on the team. I had to wrap my knee up. I was messed up. Nina, one of the girls that played with us, she was messed up, and we was hopping in the outfit. And they told us if we lose another ball player, that we would forfeit the game. But we beating up on this team. We was winning 9-2, 9-3. I was like, oh, we not coming out. So Deidre was a hell of a ball player. And I know you know Deidre. So Deidre was at first base. Something happened at first base where the girl ran into Deidre, and you could see the whole knee open up. And Deidre, I love Deidre. Deidre always thinks she's the tough girl. Deidre broke down and started crying. And we was like, yo, Deidre, I don't care. You can't come out of the game. You got to stay in the game. So we got the 3 outs and
Even though
winning
she hurt.
Hey, listen, we were about to forfeit and winning this tournament. So we went after the game. Listen, after the inning, we went on the side and we were sitting there and they told us that I think it was her knee had split up and they said that because of the blood, we couldn't go back out. So we said, well, how much time do we have to get her right? So he said, you got 15 minutes. So of course, Angie, our doctor, she got a needle and thread and sewed up Deidre's knee, stopped the bleeding. And Deidre's still punking out on us, crying. I can't go out. I can't do it. So he was like, so one of us said to Deidre, listen, just sit your ass at first base and we're going to throw the ball right to you. You ain't got to move. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Finally, we said, Deidre, if you don't go back out there, we ain't taking your ass back to New York. Deidre hobbled on over to first base. We just needed 3 outs. We just needed 3 outs. And that's what we did. We played it after Angie sewed up her knee and went on about our business. And we won that tournament.
I don't know too many guys that'll do that.
We had to do what we had to do. We came a long way.
Yeah. No, I understand that. That's different.
And you know, Deidre's a tough person, but we could bring out the best in her to shed some tears.
Wow. Hey. How did you feel that, because you said something as far as the coaches didn't want to shake your hand. Did you feel the women got respect in the game of softball, or you feel like you had to earn the respect?
Wherever you go, I think we have to earn our respect, because when we went to tournaments, let's be honest, when you go to tournaments outside of the New York area, you're the only Black team out there. And it was the same thing with women's softball. We were the only Black team out there. So you earn the respect, and it's not by talking. You earn the respect by how you play. And I can say this with the softball and with the baseball. After going to these tournaments, people knew who we were. And people respected who we were. They knew they knew the Brooklyn Rose was coming in the park. I mean, we had it to the point with Skillman and Skillman was an all-white league here in New York. We had it where we went out there the first year and we won the tournament, and they were upset. They told us that we couldn't come back into the tournament for whatever reasons, and literally your boy Rob Hallisey, Coach Rob, he called the team up and said he wanted to bring in a team with a different name and all of this stuff. And he did. It was funny because Pete was on the other end with him. They 3-waited. Pete had just called the guy up and to ask to come back in, and he said he didn't have they had all 10 teams already. So we got Rob to do it. Rob got on the phone and told the guy who he was, and he gave some name. And the guy said, no problem. So Pete said, I tell you what, Rob, make sure when you give him the $150, you get a receipt. And Rob had the receipt and everything. And when the opening day to go out there to play the game, we showed up maybe 5-10 minutes before the game. We all jumped out in 3 cars. As soon as that happened, somebody out there called the commissioner, and he comes out. And when he came out, he said, what team is this? And Rob gave him the receipt. So they had no choice but to let us play. But they didn't want us out there. And it was a park full of people. We had one fan. There was this one white man that would sit on the bench and bet on us. And when he saw us jump out of the car, you could see the smile on his face. He says, I thought y'all wasn't coming back. Oh my God, I'm so happy y'all here. But he was our only fan.
Wow.
So, you had to, so it was hard. It's a struggle.
That's different. Delroy, yes, Delroy. I'm not. Nobody's stitching up my leg, and I'm not going back in the game to play. I'm telling you, I can't speak for everybody. I'm telling you right now, if my leg is busted, I am not getting stitched up with no needle. I don't care who it is to go play some softball. It ain't happening. Now, you OGs might have done that. Great. It ain't happening with me. I don't care what any of you say. So, just letting you know, I know y'all went through it. I twisted a couple of ankles, but you talking about a busted knee and she went and did Quincy MD on there? Nah, we ain't doing that way.
Angie was perfect. Listen, Angie was the doctor. And the thing is that it's so funny because anything Angie would say, we was like, okay, Angie, we'll do it. And Deidre was one that would say, okay, Angie, you could do that to me. Angie was the girl.
Now, I mean, talking about softball, men in softball, was there ever a time that the women beat the men in the game that you can remember?
Yeah.
Or was the men just scared and didn't want to play you guys?
Listen, I think yes, there was a game that we played, and I think we played, it might have been Chappies with Jimmy, because Jimmy would put us against anybody. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Chappies when we played with them at that time. And because Jimmy liked to talk shit. You know how Jimmy was. So I think it was with them. But I would say this on a head-to-head. If we had to step on the field with the men, we gave them a run for their money, because there was a team that I think, and I don't think we played them, but we could have beat them hitting left-handed, and that was at that time. And I'm gonna call them out, and I know I'm gonna get some slack on it, but I don't care. It was the Regulators with Phoenix and Easy and all of them guys. Nitty, all them guys. I just
hold up. First of all, if you say y'all played the Regulators,
no, I said it was those guys because Pete was a part of that team. And
yes, he was.
Yeah, trust me, I know. And let me tell you, that they listen. Some of the things they did on the field, we just, because let me say this: Renee, myself, Beta, and BB, Alma, we was always out there at the park watching these guys play, and not knowing how to hit the cutoff, not knowing how to.
Are you saying y'all had bad examples?
So we, and you on the sideline, and you gonna say, well, damn, you could have did that. And like Nay was a third baseman. So when somebody would hit the ball to third base, and the ball, rinky dink balls to third base, and you can't pick it up and throw it to first. Everybody's gonna make you guys talk. So the women was gonna be like, damn, I could play that position. And so it was just that. But I can say this: we played with the guys, because I played with Brooklyn. We had a co-ed league, BK Thorn. We're gonna change that.
Delroy said y'all was better than the Regulators.
Huh? Who said that?
Delroy, y'all was better than the Regulators.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So, but we played with the guys. Let's put it like that. We played with we had the BK Thorns. And the BK Thorns, I'm gonna tell you, it was one of the guys that Fred Feister. You remember
No,
Fred Feister? Fred Feister. Fred was
yeah, I know Fred. Listen to Fred.
Okay, Fred wasn't getting a lot of burn with the guys, so Fred came and said, "Yo, G, you think you can put together a co-ed team so I can get to play?" So I was like, yeah, sure. So we put together a co-ed team, and yo, Fred was happier than a faggot in Boys Town that we was playing ball. So, yo, he played every game. We had, when I say we BK Thorns, we had some fun. We had a lot of fun, and that's where we had Nitty on the team. We had Poppy on the team. You know, those guys got to play some ball.
I seen the picture.
Yes, they got to play, and they got to play some real ball, winning some real games. So it was good. We had a good time. Those were the good old days.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and you might not even remember this.
Probably not. Probably not.
I was playing in the Chibo League when Pete didn't put me on his team, so I had to play with somebody. You was behind home plate.
Who, me?
You was behind home plate. I don't know why. I think you was watching the game. You was behind home plate. I came up to bat, and the dude threw a ball right down the middle, and I didn't even swing.
Uh-oh. Oh,
you
no.
Go, ow! You can hit that ball. Why you got the pitch? I turn around and go, I don't know. Then I get up. He throws another pitch, and then I hit it, of course. And then he said, "See, I told you, you can hit. You can hit." So you making that comment as far as saying, you know, y'all were into the game, y'all were fans, and y'all were supportive. Y'all was. No matter where we played or if I played or anybody that was dealing with softball, you women were always there.
Yep.
You know, you were always there. So that's why I asked the question, how was it, the camaraderie with the men? You know, did they accepted you guys in that way, giving them the critique? You know what I'm saying? Because some men won't listen, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how was that?
They did. A lot of guys, and a lot of guys would step in and ask us what I did wrong. I could tell a guy, I could tell somebody, you know what, you need to back up on third base because this guy's gonna pull the ball. And you know what, they listen. So and honestly speaking, the guys that did listen was the guys that were ball players. Like I'm gonna use Magic for example. Magic was a hell of a ball player, but he had no shame in taking any advice from anyone and giving it as well. So if you told Magic, yo, Magic, this guy came down third base last time, slide back, Magic would do that. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, that was the great part, because when we had Tease Angels, we had Tease Devils. So we used to travel together and we used to critique each other. Mm-hmm. When we used to play at 202 Park, the women would play and the men would play afterwards. And I tell you, I got a kick out of watching Regina's, because it gave me the opportunity to watch the guys in the outfield play the game. And one of the greatest ball players, and someone just mentioned Lenny Benjamin. Lenny Benjamin was one of the greatest ball players that I saw at first base. For a big guy, he was fast. He made the plays. Him and I became good friends as well. He's the one that introduced me to Pete and said, "Yo, this guy can play. This guy can play." And so it was just nice to know that they respected us and we respected them. Now, the guys that might not have took your advice was, honestly speaking, those guys that if they backed up, they won't gonna catch the ball any damn way.
Rest in peace, Lenny Benjamin, my OG. Rest in peace, Lenny.
Yeah.
But that's good, though. You guys were able to create that bond. But again, ball players back then were different.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Softball players were different back then to compare to where we are today. And those guys, the Lenny Benjamins, the Tony Cherries, the Reggie Mannings, the Magic, the Munch, they were more teachers than
Yes.
just players, you know. So that's why I asked that question. And the people that you're around and everybody you mentioned, it makes it obvious. It makes you want to be good. It makes you want to be successful.
And you say that all of the guys that you mentioned, like Magic and Munch and all them, they were coaches to the women. I
Mm,
mean, so and or their sister or their family played for the women. So they were more knowledgeable of knowing that, what, these women can play ball.
mm,
So we're going to help them, we're going to teach them, and we're going to learn from them. So that was important. And like you said, Mr. Softball, Tony Cherry, he was in a league all by himself. And like I said, I was able to watch the Renegades over at um Red Hook and see, because I was around it. So, I got the experience of the OGs and the new stuff, and I learned a lot.
mm. What is the one thing, if you can pinpoint one thing that softball did for you?
Um, it gave me a sense of purpose. It gave me the opportunity to be able to share what I had experienced with the younger generation. And it also kept me off the streets and kept me in some type of structure. And going off to college, by having that, I was able to live away from home because of all of that, and
Mm,
be able to pass that on to people around me.
mm. Do you still? I know you say y'all keep in contact, with some of the ladies and things like that. Have y'all ever decided to do more reunion stuff to bring
Well,
back that memories in the past?
through the virtual, we did a reunion. We did a reunion with Janice, Jamila, and BB, Renee, and Angie. We all got together virtually. We did it for a couple of, once a month, just to bring back. And we played music. We showed a video. We had a really nice time. And one of the things that I can say about us, we the Brooklyn Rose, we still stay together throughout this project. B and I, we're together all the time. We get together with Renee. I had a dancing in the street fundraiser for
Mm,
my youth, and Renee showed up. Pete showed up. It was they so we always get together and we do things. And speaking of that, I want to just say to you, and I don't know if you remember, the Brooklyn Rose was one of the first to do a Jersey party, and thanks to Carlton and his wife at the time, Latasha, over at occasions. We did a big Jersey party where everybody wore their jerseys, and it was the men, the women, all of us. So we had that opportunities, and we've done a lot of things together where we've gotten together. We do family things together. If it's someone's birthday, we meet up, we do things.
mm, mm,
So it's been real. It's been good. And I did get a chance to come out to Dave Goldstein's um thing at St. John's, which
yeah.
was really good. So yeah, so it was really good. We had that opportunity. But you know what? I do want to tell you a funny story, because you do ask about funny stories, and this
Oh
was
yeah, I need it all. I need all the smoke.
off the records. Like I said, the
Okay.
BRC was the place to be, and
Mm,
when you go to the B, it was, when I say the BRC, it was packed, 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 and it was packed. And it was an old timers game. We was dressed up, ready to play and everything. And Jimmy was always, like I said, he was always like drilling us. No matter what, he would drill us. And we was like, oh man. But it was a good drill. But Jimmy always liked to share in his things too. And he came in, Jimmy rode horses. He came in with his horse into the BRC, and he was riding around the field before the game started. So he was showing the kids the horse. I don't know what happened or what spooked the horse, but that damn horse flipped Jimmy ass over, and Jimmy got caught. He got caught on the whatever those things are. That horse dragged Jimmy's ass all around the BRC, and he was jumping up and down, but he was on the ground and going around. And we was like, oh damn, that horse is mad as hell at Jimmy. He done cursed the horse out. He was steady cursing the horse out as the horse was dragging him on the ground. Bitch, I'm gonna get you. But the horse don't know he coming at him. So I said, Jimmy had gotten a little piece of his own medicine, and you couldn't do nothing. But we wanted to make sure he was okay. But after we realized that he was okay, everybody in the park was laughing because this shit was really funny. And I was like, oh my God, that's Jimmy. He always made a day for us.
That's just, it sound like it. Those
are the good old days.
Yeah.
Magic said, I remember that he was dragged for a minute. Yes, he was.
Magic, why didn't you jump and help? Magic, you should have called him. Renee said y'all used to do a memorial game.
Say that again.
Renee said y'all did a memorial game for 6 years.
Yes, to have for 6 years. The memorial game we used to have for 6 years. Yes, we did, but I listen. I have selective amnesia. As you get older, I forget stuff. I remember we like you said, we traveled with the guys. We traveled down to North Carolina. I think they used to go to Apex.
I never went with
the athletes from St. John's. It was a 40 and over league. They did that Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. So one year we as the women, we went down to play with them, to play their women's team. And we had a good time. I mean, when I say we had some fun, but when you go down there, they don't play with the regular softball. They play with the daggone Dudleys. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were playing with. And you play in them country fields and
forest looking out there.
Yes.
But y'all played with the Dudleys, right? Didn't you guys?
Yeah, we played fast pitch with the Dudleys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was easy for you guys.
It was easy. But listen, they were playing lob ball. When you play lob ball with a Dudley, you got time to set up and hit that's like a country mile.
Yeah, that's true. That's dangerous.
Yeah. So we played a lot. Like I said, we played all over the place. And my highlight team is the Brooklyn Rose. I mean, I live and die with the Brooklyn Rose. And the girls that played on it with me, because we did so much together, and Pete made sure that we got recognized and did what we needed to do. And when we stepped on the field, we stepped on the field correctly, because Pete, he had us in his uniforms. He made sure we had the right uniform. We had bags, we had cleats, we had everything. We even had batting gloves.
That was Pete. But for those who know Pete had to have the right shades. He had to have the right bag, the right everything.
That's
had
right.
to be nicely neated and clean. Pete was the first person I seen bring his jersey in the hanger. He won't get out the car with the jersey on. It'll be on the hanger, and then he'll get.
You got it. You absolutely correct. He sure did.
And you
want me to tell you something? And learning that from him during my baseball season, having Kano as one of my coaches for the kids. Kano used to come with creases in his pants and had the kids creases in the pants as well.
Listen, I'm all about being neat. I ain't wearing no hanger, none of that. Listen, he's gonna get dirty, but I respect it. That's respect for the game. That
That's
shows
right.
type of respect for the game when you take care of yourself and you look good. Because that's one of the things the coaches tell you. Hey, if you look good, you're gonna play good.
That's right.
Work out that way.
That's
what they tell you sometimes.
That's right.
But yeah, my
Yep.
girl's seen with a hanger in the jersey. Yeah, he was different. Pete was different. My guy Pete.
And
Shout
you
out
know what? And he, you know what, and that was like great for us because Pete respected us.
Yeah.
He really respected us as women ball players. He really, he was there for us, just like T was there for us. But it was all about what us as women could do, and it wasn't a thing for him to get the recognition. It was a thing that he wanted to make sure that we came correct.
Right. That's good when you got. See, that's what I said. Softball was different back then. The role models were different back then. You know what I'm saying? And they took an interest and they helped you get better. They just didn't walk away from you. Those coaches.
They sure did. They stood by us through thick and thin.
And they wanted to see you be successful. Game because they knew you loved it, so they wanted to see you be successful.
And you know what? And I didn't mention them, but the coaches out there, the coaches today, I think they're just out there to because their girlfriend is out there. You had coaches that probably didn't have nobody on the team that was coaching. And I didn't mention Virgil and Preacher, but Virgil and Preacher were two coaches out there that, you know what, they respected the game. And I know that Magic was saying that Jimmy was a great guy. Jimmy was an awesome guy. And even though I love the fact that he was tough. So those coaches were excellent. Chris Legree, they listen, people might have their own feelings about Chris Legree, but Chris Legree knew the game. Chris Legree respected the game when it came to us as women. I can't speak for the guys, but I can speak for the women. Chris made sure that we played the game correctly. T made sure that we played the game correctly. Virgil made sure we played the game correctly. Preacher made sure we played the game correctly. Coming up, Pete made sure that we played the game correctly. And, I can't forget Kano. He was one of our coaches. We had a lot of coaches. And they made sure that, what was needed at that time and wanted at that time was given at that time.
I'm late.
I think somebody asked me about baseball.
Yeah, that's Crime. She talked about her being a baseball coach. Yeah, she did. She beat up on Cal Ripken team and all that. Yeah, she talked about that. Was there time you didn't like softball? Because as players, we all have a moment that we like, I'm not getting up to do that.
Not when I was playing, but after I retired and I started doing the kids. And to this day now, like somebody will ask me, oh, gee, you gonna come out and watch the game? It's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore because when you go to a game and watch a game and they spend 30 minutes arguing over balls and strikes or just arguing for no reason, it's no fun. It's no longer fun. And I never, I used to eat, sleep, shit softball. Yo, I'd call people up at 5:00, tell them, yo, tell Pete to do this lineup. This is the lineup I want. 4:00 in the morning, I'm up, ready to go with softball. So I never while I was playing softball, never had the desire to quit. I thought, listen, I love the game. And I love the game because not only was it fun, but it was competitive and it was giving me the opportunity to see my friends. I enjoyed what I enjoyed most. We were at St. John's, and St. John's used to get packed. Guys used to come out all the time just to watch us. And, you know, we were at Kingston one time and it was packed again. And B and myself knew how to really piss Pete off, and we would do it well. And we like to we like to play games in the outfield. It wasn't that we were cocky or anything, but we knew the game. And if a shot was hit in the outfield, B was in left, I was in left center, or I was in right, or I was in right center. And somebody hit a shot one day, and me and B had already, just before the girl hit the shot, B said, "Yo, Chi, let's fuck with Pete." I said, "Oh man, you know we're gonna get yelled at when we get in." She said, "Yo, let's just fuck with him." I said, "Okay." She said, "When the ball is popped up, you call, I got it. I call, you got it." And we just kept going back, and the ball was in the air, right? So I said, "Okay, B." So as the ball was in the air, and B was like, "Yo, G, you got it." I said, "I got it." "No, B, you got it." And Pete was yelling, "Get that damn ball, get the," but the ball was still the ball was still in the air. So by that time, I said to B, "Yo, I'm going in. I'm running into home." So I started running into home, and B was like, "Oh shit, I better catch this ball." So B stayed back, and I can tell you, B's hand was at the floor, at the ground. And that's when she caught the ball, because that's how close it was. When we came in, fucking Pete was yelling and screaming. He said, "You two fucking play too damn much." So he used to hate it. And we used to do that all the time. We used to run past the ball. Like if the ball was hit to left center, B would run from left field and go get the ball, and I would run to left center and not get the ball. And Pete, yo, he used to be pissed. "You fucking girls play too damn much." Like, but it was fun. So that was the fun in the game. And so that has been taken away. I mean, there's no fun. I used to love to get up and go play a game. It was at a time that I was playing Sunday through Sunday. I would play Monday on two teams, and I would rush to another team because, of course, Friday nights, it was late night games at St. John's. So you could play 2 games before you get to St. John's. We even got thrown out of Highland Park. They said we was we were A ball players and we couldn't play. I think Pete went to the meeting and they had all our pictures on the table and said, "Oh, she's an A ball player, she's an A player, triple A ball player, she's a triple A ball player." Yo, they wouldn't even let us play on the same team.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, yeah, but we had some good times.
Kano said y'all broke night at a tournament.
We sure did. We damn sure did. Yo, we played all night, and then after we played, we stayed up all night to about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. They told us we had to be back to the field at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Yep, we sure did. We damn sure did.
That's crazy.
Tired, but ready to go.
Y'all were committed. Y'all were dedicated.
Yep. Committed wasn't the word. It was fun. You didn't mind being, committed. And it just, we had some great times, I tell you. And it's it's funny because everybody would have their little beer. B had her Corona. I think me and Angie probably was the only 2 that didn't drink. You had to give us some water or some Sprite or something. But you would think the 2 of us was drinking.
Wow.
But we had some good times.
I know you said right now you don't like the way softball and women in softball. Why is that?
Now, like I said, They don't practice.
Mm.
They don't. They're not as committed. I think they're just out there sometimes just buying time just to get out of the house. But they're not. I mean, and I've watched it where I watched a game and the coach told the girl to slide. And when she got out at home plate, she turned around and said to him, I'm not fucking sliding. I'm not sliding. I don't slide. You're there to play. You got to give 110%.
Right.
And they're not, they don't do that now. So it's like, and I know me, how competitive I am. And I can't play with people that are not competitive. Literally, like I said, if Deidre's going to stand at first base with stitches in her knee from someone sewing her up,
That's
yo,
crazy.
give 110%. And they don't do that now. The girls today don't do. Some of the girls don't even know how to play. So they won't talk like we.
Mm.
If they had a Jimmy, I don't even think they would play. If they had a Chris, if they had a Pete, because they would cry. Some of the stuff that we went through, and we were tough. We were thick. The girls
Right.
today ain't thick. They ain't thick skinned.
What? But you got to also remember, like you said, they don't have those guys that you had,
Right?
coaches that you had. So how do we change the narrative in that to try to bring that back, or if
Change
that's
the
even
change
if that's even an
change
opportunity?
change the coaches. Change the coaches. For instance, I would say a lot of coaches coach because they want their girlfriend or they want their wife to play. One of the things that I will say about Jimmy, Chris, T, and Pete, and Virgil, and Preacher, if you did not hold your own, you found a spot right next to him. He would teach you how to do the books
Mm.
because there was no time to BS. Either you come into play or not. And the thing is that the coaches today, his girlfriend can make 20 mistakes at third base. He's not pulling her from third base. And that's a difference.
Okay. So it's just like Red said, Reggie said it on here. He said, softball, is not. It's something. It's not taught anymore. It's
Yeah.
something to do. It's like you wake up a Saturday or a Sunday and you just I got something. Let me go ahead and play this game. It's like, and then Delroy said no passion. You know,
Nope.
back
They're just
then you guys had a passion for it.
they're just out there. And one of the things I can say, and some of them, like now, um, we were dirty on the field, but we were pretty off the field,
Mm.
and we were pretty sometimes on the field. We had a pitcher on our team. Her name was Jennifer. I'll never forget. We were playing at Skillman, and Jennifer was our pitcher. And Jennifer, when I say, we called her cover girl, and she was a hell of a ball player. But she came to the game and she had a mouthpiece, and she'll tell you, oh, I'm keeping my mouthpiece in because I need my teeth when I smile outside of here. When the men are looking at me, I need to smile and I need to have teeth in my mouth. I said, yeah, Jen. But then she would pitch a great inning, come off the field, sit in her chair, pull out her mirror and get her comb her hair down, and get ready to go back in the field. And she was a hell of a ball player. So
Wow.
on and off the field, even though we were pretty girls, we got down and dirty. We didn't mind getting dirt in our face. We didn't mind, sliding into the home plate head first. Girls today, if a little bit of dirt blow at them, they ready to come out of the game.
Yeah. Jamal made a good comment. The game of softball is suffering. And he hashtag let's make softball great again. The reason why it won't be that way, Jamal, in my opinion, the players ain't the same.
True.
The players ain't the same. Players are not the guys that are out there now are they're not dedicated. They're not dedicated to their craft. To them, you know, if they get 2 hits in one game, they feel like they're a superstar. You know, they don't realize there's levels to it to get to that point, in my opinion. You know, and to work on your craft to be great, you got to continue to be great all the time, not just every other weekend.
That's true.
So,
that is true.
And I think these guys now, you know, even when I watch, you know, I'm a star. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And then I look at where, you know, like you and the rest of the ladies that played and who you playing with, it's a big difference, you know, and a big difference, big level of the playing field. And even the guys I play with, big level of the playing field. Some of these guys wouldn't be able to get on that field, and they wouldn't be able to handle a Jimmy, a T, a P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be able to handle somebody being in their face. They'd be ready to quit, you know?
And you know what, Delroy made a good point too, which is true. On the field, we did look different because on the field, you know, we were scrappy. We wanted to play, and it wasn't trying to look good. But I can say, for all the teams that I've played on, after the game, if we was getting ready to get dressed to go out, we were a totally different group of women. I mean, we would actually let our hair down and put on our lipstick and put on our high heel shoes and step out. And the guys thought we weren't the same person. It was like, yo, that ain't the girl that was playing third base, was it? Was that the girl that was out there? But you did that after the game. Girls today do that before the game. And that's the difference. They've switched the concept. And as B said, they don't practice. They don't. In a little rain. Listen, we would play in the rain. It's a dirt field. We play in the rain. Now, let it rain a little teeny bit. Game is canceled.
Yeah, you're right. It's like that out here. You know, it rained a little bit, or they got a sense that the rain is coming. No games. Nothing. Field can't get on the field.
Right.
They won't let you get on
the field. That's true. It's different.
You're right, Reg. Reg, made a comment. Part of the challenge, his challenge was to go anywhere in the country and compete on a high level with guys that look like me. We didn't see that.
That's absolutely, and he's correct.
And Reg, that's a great point, Reg, because now guys don't want to play with other guys that might be on their level because they're scared to compete with that person.
I would say this for us, for the women, when we went to tournaments, we were the only color out there. But what we didn't allow to happen to us is to allow them to scare us before we even stepped on the field. And so I think that helped us to become great ball players. We didn't care what people thought. We stepped out on the field and we made a name and a statement for ourselves with our gloves, with our bats. And today, I really don't think people do that sometimes. They get scared before they even get to the park.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, I mean, and that's a big thing. But so I mean, like I said, I appreciate everything that I had to go through to get where I needed to be. And it's been an amazing journey. And now moving in a different direction, I've had the opportunity to build a youth organization where we get to teach our young people. And so whether it be through softball, baseball, anything, whether it's a sport, whether it's not a sport. And as we said at softball is not like it used to be. We need to, and Jamal said it, we need to make the game great again. We need to build our future, and that starts with our young people.
Mhm. Of course, I mean, I got another question for you. But Renee wanted to know how many times did y'all play in the rain on 145th Street?
Many times. Many times. I mean, because it always was raining, and we had to go to the park. The game was called at the park if it was raining too hard. But if it wasn't raining too hard, you got on the field
Right.
and left there with muddy cleats and the whole 9 yards. And it was okay.
My other question to you was, did you guys have any egos? Because when you're on good teams, even though you're family, there are egos. There are people, you know, you want to stroke their ego. You want to, did y'all ever have that on your team?
Hmm. I mean, let me say this. I won't say egos, but I will say, we didn't agree on everything. There was the disagreements, and I guess I will say this. We didn't get to see everybody at times, and you know what? After 55 years, me being 55, I'm going to say one person, and I have to mention it, and I appreciate her because we never stopped being friends. But when I say she was a beast with the bat, she was a beast with the bat. And I'm going to say Jamila, and she'll probably tell you. Jamila would sit the bench gracefully, never said a word, never put her in the game. She was on the bench. And one day when we did put her in the field, the girl hit a bomb. I mean, when I say the ball could have touched the at St. John's, it could have touched the firehouse. Jamila was a beast with the bat. But it wasn't ego. It was, we still remain friends. We had our differences. We always had our differences. But with all the girls, somebody didn't like something, and that was everywhere. But you know what? We stayed in the game and we played the game.
Right.
And whatever happened today, it didn't hold off till tomorrow. We dealt with it then and we moved on.
Okay.
Jamal asked, did Dee Dee wear high heels?
I know. Why are you asking that question? What is wrong with you?
Stupid.
She had on high heel Air Force
let me,
Ones.
you know what? Let me say this. One thing about Dee Dee, and Dee Dee had her own way of showing herself. And you know what? Some stuff that surprised me with Dee Dee, and B said, "Yo, G, don't say it, don't say it." But I gotta say it. We used to go to tournaments all the time. And one thing I could say which surprised the hell out of me was Dee Dee had toilet tissue in her shoes with powder. And I was confused. So nobody in the room wanted to ask Dee why she had toilet paper with powder in her shoes. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her why she got that damn toilet paper in her shoes. And she got powder on it. So everybody, listen, nobody left the room. Everybody sat there because they wanted to hear the answer, but they wanted me to ask.
I'm listening right now. I got to get close to the camera. I want to know too.
I said, Dee Dee, I just want to ask, why you got toilet paper in your shoes with powders in it? She said, listen, I like my feet to be fresh all the time. So the toilet paper and the powder keeps my toes from sweating. I said, okay. I said, everybody, y'all got your answer. She like fresh feet all the time. So she had a girly ways. She like fresh feet. So So B, and then B, and somebody else in the room was like, you know what, G, you play too damn much. I said, y'all wanted to know. I'm just gonna ask it because I want to know too. And Deidre, you know, you're always playing with me. You're always playing with me. It's you, Regina. I said, listen, they wanted to know too. She wanted fresh feet. Fresh feet it is. So I told B, I said, listen, when we get back, I'm going to put me some toilet paper in my shoes with some powder because I want some fresh feet.
Okay. We know she had that one girly feature, right? Oh, man. Well, you know where I'm going right about now.
Where you go? Oh, listen, I do want everyone to know because before you even go there.
Don't give the disclaimers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do the disclaimers. No. If people feel it's going to be hurt, let it be hurt. No
okay, but I just listen before you do that.
No disclaimers.
But before,
listen, here to keep it 100. Keep it 100, like you've been doing.
100. I'm just telling you, you know, support my Keeping It Moving You Center Incorporated.
We got that. We got all that. We're not done yet. We got all that. I need that 10.
Jesus help me, Lord.
10 in the bottom of the 7th. Pete, give me a lineup.
Yeah, let Pete give it to you. Listen, I was just a player.
But you know who you want at first.
You want me to tell you something? And I'm gonna say this first before I say anything, because you know I may miss somebody. It's just listen. It's the age. I'm gonna play it on the age, but honestly speaking, anybody that Pete put in the game at that time, whether it was the batting order or the lineup, made a difference, and they could come up with the winning run. So I just like.
Let's start the question I asked.
Okay. Can I get two people? Two people at a time. Two people at a time. Is this fast pitch? Is this fast pitch or slow pitch?
Let's do fast pitch. And then we'll do slow pitch.
Okay. Fast pitch.
Fast pitch.
I'm gonna put the team that went to Dominican. I'm gonna go with Dominican Republic. Okay. Fast pitch. None other than.
Who's at first base? See, people saying, "Come on, Regina."
Fast pitch in Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. We're gonna give an A team and a B team.
Okay.
First base is Jackie, lefty Jackie.
Okay.
That was at first base. But if we hit
the lineup, depending on what we were playing, I can respect it.
Yeah. And none other than if we were playing at Skillman, Eyes of the Tiger, I'd have Renee.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Second base
in the Dominican Republic.
I'd have USA right now. Why you keep
I'm doing USA and DR because you know what? I just want people to understand if I forget somebody. So I would have a second base in the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Hallisey.
Okay.
In the good old state of New York, I'd have Angela at shortstop, and I'd have Johanna at second base.
Okay.
Shortstop.
You're at shortstop now.
Shortstop now. In the old Dominican Republic, none other than Johanna Castillo.
Yeah, she's doing fast and slow. She's doing Dominican Republic and New York. I don't know. She's confusing me, but she's doing. She's figuring it out.
She's a beast. She's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beast. And then, of course, none other than Dr. Angela Hallisey at second base in the old USA. on a lot of teams. This is difficult. Go ahead. Next position.
We at third now.
Oh, third base. Third base. Third base. My head is hurting. Woo! Third base. In New York City, I'd have Tanya. And third base in the old Dominican Republic, we had Becky or Donna.
Hey, I know you ain't got no cheat sheet in front of you.
Nah, I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking, nah, I ain't got a cheat sheet, not yet. But if I did, you wouldn't know I had it, right? Yo. Nah, that would much love to see that.
Who you got behind the plate?
At the plate?
Yep.
At the plate in the Dominican Republic, I would have to go with Stacy. She played for us. But then here in New York, Mimi.
Okay. Who you got in left field?
Left fielder. Let me just put it like this. I got left field will be, and this I guess I gotta say the state and Dominican Republic. I'm just gonna give you the four out there. Left field is Alma, left center is BB, right center is Regina, right field is Wanda. Both states.
Killer outfield, I see. Who pitching?
Fast pitch, none other than Muñeca.
Slow pitch.
Slow pitch, I got three. I let them pitch to one batter at a time.
Oh, who's the three?
Valley Girl Manning, Jennifer Harris, and Bita Lopez.
Now here's the $1 million question. Who coaching?
Damn. You know what? I gotta be sweet on Pete. I ain't getting myself in trouble. I don't ever see them other ones.
Oh man, so high is better.
You trying to play some games now?
I told you the black book's available. I'm feeding off what you're saying. I'm feeding off what you're saying. Now, before we close out, I know you got one good story. Give me a good funny story.
A good funny story.
I know, Pete. I knew the answer. I just had to ask anyway.
Okay, I'll tell you a funny story. I think it was a tournament in Virginia that we were going to. And I might not tell it right, but I'm sure that BB and a daggone Renee and all them gonna jump in there and be able to throw it together. But we got to the tournament and we had made arrangements. We had called ahead and, made arrangements on how much we were paid, and everything, and got there and we got to the hotel and everything. And the guy said 149. So I said, 149, okay, that's fine. But then I was good with it. But then another team came up, white team. And the guy said 99. 99 of 149? Come on. So I said to him, no, we're not paying no 149, but didn't realize it was in the middle of the night. We had just drove so far. All the girls was ready to get in the hotel and sleep. Up there you go. Somebody said it was the Black Horse story. Woo! And I got to arguing with the guy and told him, I said, we not paying no 149. You got her paying 99. She didn't even have, we had reservations. She didn't even have reservations. So I want the 99 discount. No, you can't have the 99 discount. So me and him went back and forth. And B was like, yo, G, let it go. By that time, the man told us, okay, we ain't got no more rooms. So B And Renee, all of them, they were mad at me. Yo, G, how you get, we all the way down here. We played them all. How you get us thrown out? How you get us thrown? I said, I didn't get you thrown out. I was trying to get a bed. We went around, couldn't find a hotel. They were mad. They were mad. So we found one hotel, but this guy, and we had to go with it. He said, I got a spot for y'all. And it was in the back of the hotel. And it was 2 rooms with probably MP. So we all had to sleep in the same room. When I say there were some mad people at me, they were mad. Mad, mad, mad. Mad girls. But listen, we worked it out. And so B was quick to say, you know what, G? You can never talk for me again. You will never make arrangements for the hotel. I said, listen, we're here now. Just make the best of it. Let's just go to sleep. They were mad.
I think I'd have been hotter. Okay.
Listen, would you listen? We're gonna pay $149 and they're gonna pay $99. Is that fair?
No, I agree with the argument. No, I'm with you. But then the getting kicked out part, I'm not agreeing with you in the middle of the night. I'm ready to go to sleep.
But you know what? But you know what? That we had. Listen, I do have. Wait a minute. I have another one. So I do have one.
Okay.
We were playing at the BVD. Angie, Renee, and all of them, and we was winning. And I don't know what happened, but we only had 8 ball players. And before the game started, because I'm not gonna lie, there was moments that I literally was a hothead.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a hothead because I didn't want people to, take advantage of us and being the only Black team in there. Of course, you're gonna be a hothead, but I was a hothead. And Angie and B before the game, because I told you, Angie was always the analytical person. She said, Regina, whatever you do, don't get thrown out of the game. I said, I'm not gonna get thrown out of the game. I'm cool. So we was beating this team 9-4, 9-5. We was winning. And all we had to do was just stay with 8 players. And I got in a rundown. And the team they just didn't like me. That was just obvious. Got in a rundown. I was in a rundown for a minute, making sure the girl scored. So I gave myself up. All the girl had to do was just touch me. I had given myself up. This girl took her glove, slammed it on my back, and my reaction caused me to punch her in the face. So of course, what happens? I get thrown out of the game. Angie runs to the umpire. Just listen. Listen. She didn't mean to do it. And please just let us play. We'll figure it out. But if she comes out, we're gonna forfeit the game, and we can't forfeit the game. So Angie was like, Regina, are you sorry? No, I'm not sorry. That bitch hit me on the back of my head. So I'm supposed to say I'm sorry? Are you kidding me? So B was like, you know what, G, just go to the car. Go to the car and just shut up. Go to the car and shut up. So I think where we were playing at, Angie's sister lived across in the building. So they called her out to come and stand on the field. And then the umpire said, she's going to have to go to the car. So I said, I'm going to the car, but I got to get my stuff. So they said, because you know what? They do things to antagonize us. So B and Angela like pretty much carrying me to the car. But let's be honest. If someone had slammed you on the back of your neck, on your head, Al, would you have punched him or would you have not?
I don't know. I'm kind of a little short fused myself, so he might have got knocked out.
There you go.
Sorry. I'm just being honest. Like, I can tell the difference between a tag and a slap. I know the difference. So
there you go.
So yeah, it might have been some furniture moving on that field or something. So.
See? So that was the story. I was a little hothead sometimes.
So you got them kicked out the game. You're forfeited, and you got
Now
them
we
no
didn't
hotel.
forfeit because Angie called the sister down across the street. They gave her, they give you that 15-minute grace period. Sister came down and just stood on the field.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say you got them to forfeit and kicked out the hotel. You losing. You 2 for 2.
See, Jamal said I should. Oh, after the
Yeah,
game,
after the game. Yeah, after the game. Jamal, no, he wouldn't hit after the game either. So I don't even know
he
why he.
sure wouldn't have. He would have hit right there. My
Yeah,
reflex made me swing.
Jamal, he talking crazy. Um, anything you want to close out with?
Well, like I said, as you know, I do a lot of things in the community, and I just launched my 501c, Keeping It Moving Youth Center with my partner. Um, it was Vina, by the way, for Henry Hicks. But I do my Keeping It Moving Youth Center Incorporated with my partner Kim Walden, and as you know, we do transformation workshops. We help young people become familiar with themselves, self-esteem, self-respect, learning to appreciate who they are, giving them the opportunity to experience their own experience, and giving them the opportunity to understand that as a young person, they matter. And
Right.
so with that, it's just important for us because, during this pandemic, it's difficult for us and we struggle with it as adults. So as young people, they are struggling. And for years, we've asked our young people, go to school, get an education. And this year has been the total opposite of saying to them, you know, you can't go to school. We're not saying that you can't have an education, but you have no graduation, you have no prom, you have none of that. And they're having a hard time dealing with that. So our goal is to getting them to rebuild their lives, rebuild their careers, rebuild their homes, rebuild themselves, and allow them to move forward and grow. So with that, a lot of times people we do these workshops throughout the states. We go around doing the workshops, such as crossing over and things like that. So I just wish that people would follow us, excuse me, and realize that our young people are our future. And with this opportunity, we do fundraising and we ask for donations to help us to do that, giving a young person an opportunity to engage in this type of education through these curriculums. And starting the end of March, we'll be out here in Southeast Queens doing that at one of the schools where we will be offering to single moms, families, young people this opportunity. So I just ask that if anyone is interested in donating, feel free to hit me up on my Facebook page. If anyone is interested in learning more about what we do, and if you have a young person that you think that could use some one-on-one or some workshop, um, allowing them to continue their growth, please hit me up. And we do a crossover, and just to share with you one of the things that we do, I did a workshop for about 35 young people. And in those 35 young people, we did a crossover and we asked them, non-judgmental. There's this line here. If you have ever thought about or contemplated on committing suicide, cross the line. And out of those 35 people, I'm sad to say that it was 32 of them that crossed the line. So our young people are dealing with so much stuff and we don't even know. And whereas softball and basketball is great, we need us as adults to be a stand for them. And just help them through the difficult times and teach them that, they matter, they're important. because a lot of times they don't feel that. So what I leave you with, and I have been quoting it and quoting it and quoting it, and just to say to you, Al, I don't have a script here, but I have these words that David Walker stated. And he said, leadership is building a bridge that connects the vision with the purpose in order to empower those who are around us. And we as adults need to learn to empower our young people because they need us. They are our future. They are what's happening. Just like we let softball fall to the crims of women's softball because of there's no teaching. This is our time to teach in some different aspect. And our young people need to be taught, and they need to be listened to, because we're not listening to them, and we need to. So
I really appreciate that. And before I say anything, you had two people on here. Delroy said, "I'm retired. Do y'all need some help?" Then you had Matthew, who said, "How far do y'all travel?" And I think he's out there in VA. Then you had Al Watt, who's on here. He said, looking to get a vendor number from the Department of Education. And he said, if you need help, let him know.
well, I'm letting you know, Al, we do, because what happened was to do a VIN number, but it was frozen because of the pandemic. So I would like to talk to you. I'll give you my number. Problem throwing it out here now. My number on my cell number, because it's open. Well, you put it in the chat. So I don't have. I ain't touching nothing. I might lose somebody. And as for
I'll pass it on to him.
okay, and how somebody asked me how far we travel all over. We've gone to North Carolina. We what we like to do is you set it up and we can talk, and we'll provide you with what we do and the curriculum that we offer. We Al has said that he would like for us to come to Texas, so we go everywhere. And as for Delroy being retired, yes, we could always use the help, because, well, like I said, starting at the end of this month, March, we're going to be at one of the schools in Southeast Queens, and we're rebuilding. So we want people to come out and support our young people. And like I said, if you have some young people that not that they're having an issue or problem, but they need the support, we do vision boards together, teaching them how to manifest their dreams. So it is all about that. And since leaving softball and moving forward, I'm all about the youth, and that's my desire. And someone asked me about a couple of weeks ago, they says, "Yo, G, do you do anything else?" No, my young people are my heart. And as you know, I'm a social worker, and it's all about that.
Matt said he's going to reach out to you.
Absolutely. And I'm on Facebook as well. But Al, you could give them my number
Okay.
to keep us moving and moving forward. And just it's all about that. It's all about making things happen.
Softball community, we need your help. Let's get out there. Let's work. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Regina, I just want to say thank you for being a part of my 860 show. Thank you for coming on. I know I had to twist your arm and beg you a little bit to do it, but I appreciate you just giving me your time, your wisdom, your experience, and your honesty for being, in softball. And I think you deserve your flowers just like any other female that played the game that I grew up watching. I just wanted to let you know my platform is your platform. You're more than willing to put any type of information you need on my platform, and I'm here for you. Just let me know what you need. I'll be in New York at the end of April, and while I'm up there, if you need me to come talk to the kids or whatever, I'll be there, whatever you need from me. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing, because let me tell you something. We need this. We truly do.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, the support is loved. I definitely appreciate the support. Ladies, Al said he's going to contact you, Regina. So that's good. The
Okay.
connection is good. And to close out, people don't realize that's what the softball community is. We stay in contact and we all do different things all over. And this is how we connect and stay connected, by doing things like this, keeping that family together and tight. And that's how we link up together. So that's a good thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So in saying that, everybody, I'd like to give Miss Regina a round of applause. Thank you for being a part of the show.
I'll see y'all later.
Don't get kicked out of no more hotels. And I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you.
All right. All right, everybody. I appreciate it. Before we go, a couple of things. I need everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. I would like for everybody to go there and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Second, I would like for everybody to share the live. I really would appreciate that. Please go back and share the live. Third, I want to thank my sponsor, officially, Phoenix Apparel. As you can see, I'm in the shirt now. They are the official A60 sponsor. So I want to give them a big round of applause for stepping up to that challenge and believing in me and saying, we want to work with you. So, and we're good friends. So I appreciate you, Pop, for wanting to be a part of what I'm doing. So I really appreciate that. Also, look out. We're putting the flyer together now for that July date to do the A60 Presents. Yeah, real nice shirt. Yeah, it is. The A60 Presents softball reunion game. It's going to be an annual game. So we're putting all the plans together now as we speak. So once that flyer is done, I will put it out to everybody. I just want to make sure all my T's are crossed and all my I's are dotted. And I want to make sure it's done well and professional from all you guys. And then, of course, I'll let you guys know about any donations if you want to help in any way you possibly can. I will let everybody know about that. But it is going to happen, and I'm going to make sure it happens. Moving in the right direction, and that's what A60 is about, moving in the right direction. All right. So in saying that, everyone, thank you for tuning in. It was a great show. I look forward to what's next on next week. But thank you, Regina, for being a part of it. Thank you, Renee, for being a part of it. And if any more young women would like to come on, please let me know. Hit me up. My platform is your platform as well if you have a story to tell. Okay? And that's about it. A60. Peace and love, family. Everybody stay safe. Have a great weekend. Peace.